Members of the Standing Rock Sioux tribe and other water protectors fought to stop the Dakota Access Pipeline because it threatened the water supply of not just Standing Rock Sioux, but millions of American citizens. And they argued, correctly so, that this pipeline is a danger because pipelines like this leak all the time. It's not a matter of if this pipeline leaks one day, it's a matter of when it leaks. And we found out in the beginning of March, prior to this pipeline even being in service yet, that it spilled 84 gallons, and we're now finding out that there was another spill just days later. So according to Business Insider, a smaller leak of 20 gallons occurred 2 days later on March 5th. The second leak happened in rural Mercer County, North Dakota, the result of an above-ground valve malfunction. The two leaks preceded the most widely known incident to date, which occurred April 4th at a pump station north of Crandon, South Dakota. The April leak spilled 84 gallons of oil before officials contained it, again with no damage being done to the local environment. But that's not really the point. The point is not that the leaks from this pipeline caused environmental damage. The point is that this pipeline is not officially in service, but it is already leaking. I mean, this is a pipeline that will transport nearly 500,000 barrels of crude oil across 4 states, and it's already leaking before the oil is fully in it yet. So that's a problem. That spells disaster. So that's why we care. It's not that that the 84 gallons caused environmental damage. It's that we're predicting what's to come when it's fully operational. Now, we know that the water protectors tried to warn the company and the state of North Dakota not to pursue this pipeline, but they were brutalized as a result. They were hit with concussion grenades, sprayed with cold water in freezing cold weather, attacked by guard dogs of armed mercenaries. They were harassed by militarized police and arbitrarily detained. And quite frankly, they were just abused. They were abused. They were the victims of state-sanctioned violence. And we now know that the reason why they were treated so poorly was because the tactics being used against them were literally counterterrorism tactics, according to an investigative report by the Intercept, which is titled "Leaked Documents Reveal Counterterrorism Tactics Used at Standing Rock to Defeat Pipeline Insurgencies." Now, they found that a shadowy international mercenary and security firm known as Tiger Swan targeted the movement opposed to the Dakota Access Pipeline with military-style counterterrorism measures, collaborating closely with police in at least 5 states, according to internal documents obtained by the Intercept. The documents provide the first detailed picture of how Tiger Swan, which originated as a U.S. military and State Department contractor helping to execute the global war on terror, worked at the behest of its client, Energy Transfer Partners, the company building the Dakota Access Pipeline, to respond to the indigenous-led movement that sought to stop the project. Internal Tiger Swan communications described the movement as an ideologically driven insurgency with a strong religious component and compared the anti-pipeline water protectors to jihadist fighters. One report dated February 27, 2017 states that since the movement generally followed the jihadist insurgency model while active, we can expect the individuals who fought for and supported it to follow a post-insurgency model after its collapse. Drawing comparisons with post-Soviet Afghanistan, the report warns, while we can expect to see the continued spread of the anti-DAPL diaspora, aggressive intelligence preparation of the battlefield and active coordination between intelligence and security elements are now a proven method of defeating pipeline insurgencies. More than 100 internal documents leaked to the Intercept by a Tiger Swan contractor, as well as a set of over 1,000 documents obtained via public records request, reveal that Tiger Swan spearheaded a multifaceted private security operation characterized by sweeping and invasive surveillance of protesters. So, to simplify all of this, a Native American tribe was worried about their water supply, so they peacefully assembled and protested this, and they were then treated like terrorists. They were viewed as jihadists were. I don't really know that I have the words to describe how disgusting this is, and I've been someone who has constantly talked about the brutal tactics employed not just by the state of North Dakota, but by armed mercenaries who employed attack dogs on the protesters who were being peaceful. And this makes sense now. They were treating them like terrorists. So if you care about your water supply, they're going to treat you like a terrorist. It's not Energy Transfer Partners who brutalize these protesters with the state of North Dakota, that's the terrorist. It is the peaceful protesters who were arbitrarily arrested and harassed by militarized police when they decided to gather for prayers and march. This is the United States of America. We are losing our democracy, if you could even call it a democracy, and certain political science studies show that we're not even a democracy. We're an oligarchy, and this proves it. If money rules everything, because again, money is behind this, there were billions of dollars to be made, and, ordinary citizens don't have a say, we're not a democracy. I can't say that we're a democracy with a straight face, and I still certainly refer to the U.S. as a democracy, but we're a democracy in name only. We really don't meet the standards of what a political scientist known as Robert Dahl refers to as polyarchy. We just don't meet those standards. So by that standard alone, you could declare us non-democratic, because what we're seeing here happening before our very eyes is despicable, and it's just unacceptable. And you saw how Elizabeth Warren and Barack Obama, people who are supposed to be on our side, were silent. I honestly don't know what to say about this. This isn't surprising, but at the same time, to be hit with the reality of this news is it's jaw-dropping to me. I couldn't believe my eyes as I was reading this. And unfortunately, Energy Transfer Partners, there'll be no repercussions. They're going to win at the end of the day. We're not a democracy.
Support this podcast by joining the independent progressive media revolution today at humanistreport.com.